for your eye. We'll start with a little bit of, you don't need much, that's plenty. And
Yellow oxide.
what?
Yellow oxide.
Yellow oxide, tiny bit of Naples, and of course, you want to have a little bit of this on reserve because you're going to do a little bit of transparent stuff. So, did everybody get the pictures? Were you able to open them? Some people couldn't.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Do we have a pipette on the table? Oh, there it is. When you want to be transparent, you can dip into that. Plus, it's nice to mix with your paint to get it runny enough to use. Okay, so first I'll try it with straight remember where the sparks are? That's where the light sort of is very intense, and as it moves away from that spot, it diminishes. So you can put I'll show you two ways you can do the sparks. The first way is to put them all on first. That would be just right there's where it is, right there, right above the iris, and there. Now, I could make that a little brighter. So, it's just paint. Is this mine or yours?
Yes.
Huh? Whose is this?
Josephine.
Oh, Josie's. This is Josie.
More of the main one.
Okay. This is Josie. So I'm going to put a little bit of white in there. I mean, not white, but Naples. You can use white if you want, but I've noticed if you do, it can get chalky pretty quick. Yeah, that shows a little better. Now,
Which color is that?
I put Naples into the yellow oxide. These are the, what do you call the spark? I call it sparks. Where the light originates, you know.
It's like the 5 bright spots.
Yes, the bright spots.
The bright spots.
Okay.
And I'll show you the other way that's done. Well, I'll show you that on the cheeks. You notice the cheeks are bright on either corner of the eye, and it dims as it moves down the face. So you can, this side of the face is going to be a little brighter than this side because, of course, his head's turned. So I usually do see it's a little bit of a curve there, curve in. So that's the spark. Clean out your brush.
Okay.
Dip it in that. Not too wet, but wet. Wet and down there, and then pull it down. It kind of diffuses the color. This side of the face it's right there's the top. If you drew an arc, remember, if you draw an arc through the pupils, that's going to give you the top of the cheek. If you draw an arc through the pupils, stop right when you get to the corner of the eye, that's the top. Same on the other side. But the other side, you may not get over there because his head's so far turned. Well, it does come over, but it's not very big. Okay, so this is going to be really bright and a little wide because that cheekbone is kind of egg-shaped, and you can bring it down.
So Wayne, you put the paint on the board and now are you mostly just touching it with the medium and water, or are you getting paint?
Yeah,
to- okay,
yeah, and it's,
pulling it down.
I'm
Okay.
pulling it down, but, maybe this isn't, if you've never done this before, maybe this isn't the thing for you to do. You might wanna just do it the way you've always done.
I don't know.
There is a light there, a light here. That's where it's bright. Now, that's gonna be light all the way around, but it's gonna be bright right there. Let's put the light on the other side of the face. And you can ignore some of the shading and just. This comes straight down. Okay, so after you get these spots on, there's another bright spot right under that one. And it kind of arcs like that. And if you want to, if you're you have to sort of pay attention. You can put these, see it has that little kind of a Y shape right here. It gives a concerned look if you, but this has to be very symmetrical, so when you're doing it, be careful. And it's gonna match on both sides, you know. Okay, so now, you'll take this color and maybe water it down a bit. And where your paint's dry, you can do this. If it's still wet, you don't wanna. So just pull it down. And you have to do this a few times, of course. For an eyebrow. See that orange on the orange on there is like our first light. So we're just acting like that's the first light.
Yep.
Always paint over what you did previously. It just gets brighter, and extend it. See, I want to keep this the same height. I took it down to like the bottom of the nose. This is a little bit of a bright spot. You can see it on there. But you want to try to keep them both the same height. If you're going to do one on this side, it's going to be faint, but it'll be about the same height. You don't have to do that though. That's just kind of extra for those that are more inclined to a Greek style.
Yes.
It's a Greek style. It's a Greek thing. Well, he is a Greek, so.
Yep.
So it makes sense. Yeah, a lot of people don't know what to do around the mouth. You put the full philtrum, is that what they call it? Phil- And the lip, this causes the lips to come forward a little bit. See that? And that kind of swings down. But it's bright at the top and dim down here, if you know what I mean. Bright at the top, dim down here. And you don't have to bring this down too low because he has a beard.
Yeah.
Can you show it this way?
Can I show you something?
Well, yeah, just
Oh.
tip it this way so we can.
After that, we can, because in the newspaper, every time I sketch artists.
So every time you go over it, it gets a little brighter. But always paint what you've already painted.
Yes.
And it just keeps getting brighter and brighter.
Wow. Do you want me to dry it off, or are you good? Is it dry?
I'm good, I think it's dry.
Wow.
An article in the paper said that sketch artists have the most trouble with doing the mouth. But I'm glad that you mentioned the mouth today.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that little thing that comes down and it goes out and that. Don't think about it till while you're painting it.
This is gonna get brighter and brighter. But you always wanna keep parts of it transparent. You know, the further away from that light, you wanna sort of keep it transparent so it's not one solid color.
Okay.
Always start where always start on the line that you previously painted. Because as you move away from it, your brush kind of unloads and it gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer, and that serves you. That's what you want to happen.
Now, Wayne, how many coats?
It all depends on how heavy you put them on.
Okay, okay.
And I would go a little further with this, not too much.
So at this point, are you on like the fourth?
And don't forget, you
Third.
have, I'm on like the third.
The third, okay.
Third or fourth.
I'm just like,
Don't
just,
forget his eyelid. You may not put a highlight on top of this. This might be the only one to guess.
mm.
And on this side, we need a little more light, so I might put a little dark shape there. Now if you wanna, you can check it and see how you're doing by maybe in a separate place. Make it quite a bit brighter. And just have a look and see, am I ready for this one yet? So where it's brightest is right here. Let's put that real bright there. Yeah, might be. I'm pulling it down.
It's almost like a miracle how that face is coming out.
You can see the face kind of popping out.
Yes.
This side is going to be a little dimmer. I don't know why I made that brighter. Put too much on there. Same up here. Put your brights in the same spot they were. And make them go. That's going to be very bright right there. It's going to have one more light on after this. There is a bunch of these brushes in a bag over there. If you need a tiny brush. I prefer to do the little brush. You can see how quick it goes. It's coming. We'll do one more light, which is going to be mostly straight Naples. Perhaps a little yellow in it.
Is it not quite what you wanted? Could you put a little wash over it? No?
Yes, you can go back and forth on this stuff just like you did,
Okay.
just like you do anything. Yep. You can take it real bright and think, oh, it's getting a little chalky. Put a wash back over it. Take it back down, then bring it up again.
Now what about, are you doing hands now or not?
Yeah, we're doing the hands too. You remember how I do hands? Well, first the arm. You can see the arm is separated in like two muscle groups, right? So you got to kind of figure out where that's going to be. That's the bright spot down here. But maybe there's a spot in there that you're not going to paint, you know. And there's a bright spot right there, real bright. And the knuckle is very bright. And it dims as it goes down, so just make it smaller. You know, as they go, yeah. This is real fingernail. This part,
Yep, the knuckle,
yeah, and
okay.
this part, I separated into, you see what I did there? That's gonna be, can you, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that?
The little separation there.
Yeah. Okay. And on that, the top part of the finger is where the light is, not the, you know what I mean? So obviously this first finger up here is going to be the brightest and dim as they go down, but the finger's bright on this side, not the bottom. You know. On here, if you want to put, it's up to you. If you think you can get the fingernail on there, you put one on there on the bottom edge, and then the fingertip, thumb tip. Then do a couple things. This is kind of a round. I make it round, but you don't have to. You can do whatever you want.
It's more like an icon thing with it round, huh?
And I usually have something like that. Up here, all you need to do, you can make little C, upside down C's under there, or you can just go like that. Have a tapered line, or two tapered lines. One underneath is going to be dimmer. Okay, and fill this in. That makes this come forward. And as you develop this hand, you'll think, ooh, this part's so dark. You can put a little bit light over there. You can. You may not need to, but if you do, well, it's okay. Now, there's going to be more definition in the fingers closest to you. That would be this one. And they're going to diminish as they go up. So you have to think of the joints. And the top of the joint, I'll try to draw it out. Okay. Like this is going to be brighter than down here. So it's bright right there and it dims. It's bright there and it dims. It's bright right there and it dims. So keep that in mind when you're painting. And you can define them first. Like that. And same on the next one. It's not maybe going to be as bright. But on this first light, you can do them all. It just, maybe these won't get a second light. Do you know what I mean? Make that a little higher. Okay, and this arm, the same as the other arm. Might want to figure out. Well, there's a bright spot right here. You can just make it pretty big. It's going to be very bright. And then it's going to dim as it goes up to probably around here somewhere. you know. And then you're gonna leave a little bit of space. Of course, you're just gonna do the same thing you did over here. It's gonna be really bright right here. And it's gonna dim as it goes down. Do you see what I'm doing? Now the arm's gonna be bright on top and dimmer toward the bottom. So the brightness is gonna be on the top of the arm. And dim as it goes down. I use these little brushes quite a lot. I think you have more control. You use a big brush when you're doing this stuff. It can get a little bit out of hand. After you establish your the perimeters of your definition of the, you know, you've got, you can switch to a bigger brush if you like. Do I have a bigger brush? Oh, can you hand me that one there? Thank you.
That's about it.
I wouldn't suggest this on the, well, you might be able to use, if your brush has a good point, you can use it on the face. So I'll try this one. Yeah, it makes it a little quicker. But if you don't feel confident, maybe stick with a little brush. You can see this has to be done a few times because it's got to be done transparently.
Now, are you adding the maples to it at any time?
There's a little bit in there.
But it's mostly the yellow oxide.
Mostly
to
yellow
start.
oxide at first.
And then-
The naples gets increased as the more layers
The
you get.
washout.
The more layers you get.
I mean, you can see how the face is so bright already.
Well, yeah, he's got a little bit of naples in it. That really makes it brighter.
There's a little more Naples in the face.
But you can see it takes a little while to do this. Let's see if I have any success with a big brush up here. You can always make your paint transparent by different than here, using less pigment. It can be done if your brush has a good point. Okay. And we just keep going.
Wayne, I have a question.
Yeah.
So on the mustache on this one.
Oh, yeah.
Does she just need to come back with the
Oh, yeah.
green? Oh, the brown, okay.
Yeah, we'll do well, when we do the lines on the face, we'll do the eyebrows in the
Okay.
brown
Oh, that's all it's saying.
and mustache in the brown.